Big show today, and happy Monday, by the way. I'm Andy Asher. I am host of Let's Talk, all about productivity, positivity, and happiness. You know, I want to talk more about the show in just a moment and how you can help keep Let's Talk going. But first, you know, we have a little spin-off from today and all those economic numbers from last week that shows jobs, and it shows that employment has never been better. And the economic future, it looks great. But we know at the same time that people are getting fired and they're getting laid off every single day because they are too old. You know, I am going to talk with Mary Kogas, who is a lawyer.
And ever since I was probably 3 years old, I've wanted to help people. That's just my nature.
So she works for an online outfit. It's called Just Answer, that you may want to check out when you need to get some help. And we'll find out more from Mary Kogas in just a moment. Now, the good news is that employers added, like I say, hundreds of thousands of new jobs, and much higher than it was ever predicted. And it's been happening now for over a year. Meantime, we know that people get fired, and Mary can talk about that. Also today, Mimi is back in her kitchen making one of my favorite drinks. It is a smoothie. Today it is Watermelon Delight.
What's best than watermelon and lime and mint?
So tasty, I just love them. And in today's newsstand segment, we will be looking at all of those incredible food magazines. Just looking at them all makes me so hungry. But before we do all of that, I want to just let you know that Let's Talk has only been around now since January, and I am so thankful for all of the comments and all of the new subscribers. Shortly, I will tell you 3 ways that you can help keep Let's Talk going. Something that I came across recently is the story about Charlie White, who was more than a century old when a new neighbor moved in, which began a long friendship and a profound lesson in the meaning of life. Charlie White was no ordinary neighbor. Born before the radio was invented, Charlie lived long enough to use a smartphone. The story starts out when Charlie's new neighbor moves in next door.
When David Vondrelli spotted his new neighbor.
And Charlie was in the drive wearing just a pair of swim trunks, and he's washing his girlfriend's car. Big, muscular chest.
At 102. Charlie was Charlie White, and yes, he was 102. He'd already lived a couple of lifetimes and still had a lot of road in front of him. Meanwhile, Vondrelli and his young family had just moved from Washington, D.C. The two became fast friends.
I'm gonna get the book. It's called The Book of Charlie. It is so inspiring. And like I said earlier, it seems that people, you know, aren't having trouble getting jobs, as we just learned last month. Hundreds of thousands of people, they became employed last month, but people we know get fired too. They get canned. Some because of the age discrimination. Recently, I came across Mary Kogas. She's a lawyer who helps people in those same situations. Well, since a lot of people who watch this show are over 50 and we are more aware of age discrimination taking place in hiring and promoting, can you talk a little generally about what maybe some key messages are and what people should be looking out for and be aware of?
Yes, and that does happen. What they should look for is whether, first of all, there's any kind of maybe ageist jokes, you know, like you kind of look over the hill, or, you know, just a bunch of wisecracks. If you want to, you know, keep track of that sort of thing, it's good to do that at home, not at work. Just make notes at home. Sometimes it's not that uncommon to try to move the 60-year-olds, the 65-year-olds out and away because they might be getting paid more than the younger people they can bring in. And employers have different ways of trying to move people out. Sometimes it's a severance agreement, but sometimes they'll eliminate a job and then restart it with a new job that's very similar and bring somebody else in.
I hope to talk more with Mary, as the days go along this week. But if you want to connect with her, here is her information. In our newsstand segment today, while browsing around at all these magazines section at Barnes & Noble, that's my local store, I discovered food magazines here, and they are really, really popular. And here's one that I picked out, and I started leafing through it. I just loved all those smoothie recipes, and Mimi brought a new energy to the idea. These wonderful drinks, today it is Watermelon Delight.
Hi, everyone. Summer is here, so what's best than watermelon, mint, and lime? It is delicious. It's a drink that can make you happy and tackle that thirst. After workout, after you're shopping, you come home and you just do this. 3 ingredients, very nice. Just dice some watermelon, half a lime. You take the peel off, you peel it, all right? And fresh mint. Okay, you put that in a blender in your nice bullet. I love this bullet. It's such a good thing to have. All right. Oh yes. So, and of course, you have a nice tall glass with ice. If you want to, take all the pulp away, whatever, you can do that. But I don't. I like everything. It's nice, and so you just pour it here, like that. Put a piece of mint in here, and voila! Look how good this is. Let me taste. Seriously, it is delicious. It's it's limey, sweet, and sweetness comes from the watermelon. There is no added sugar. Cheers and enjoy. Please make this for summertime. It's delicious.
Hey, thank you so much, Mimi. Every show this week will be a new smoothie recipe. I also want to thank you for just supporting the show. Now, if you like it or you learn something new, I want to tell you, 3 ways that you can support the show and that you can keep Let's Talk going. And number 1, just get yourself subscribed. That's all. Every show, I am bringing on really inspirational guests who can teach or have something interesting or to share. So just take a moment to hit that subscribe button. And number 2, this is really the ultimate way to support Let's Talk. And, it really takes just less than a minute. You can write something. It can be short and sweet. Like, I love the show. It has changed your life, or something that you learned from it. And I am really not exaggerating that I read reviews every single day, and every single one, whether it's short or long, it really means everything to me. And the more reviews means the higher that we rank on all of those algorithms, which means bigger guests. So just take a minute, now leave a review, and then 3, just share the show with your friends. Just hit that share button. We live stream on Monday and on Wednesday and on Friday. And I just have to tell you, I am eternally grateful. Thank you so much for supporting Let's Talk. It's about productivity, it's about positivity, and it's about happiness.